How is it going, everybody? Wes Davies here. Welcome back to another video. And in this one, well, summer is coming. We can all feel the change in the temperature. Every day is getting just a little bit warmer, and that means travel season is upon us. It's time to start thinking about where we might want to travel this summer. And if you're anything like me, with everything that's been going on the last year with the pandemic, you're starting to feel a little bit claustrophobic. So I want to take you back to last summer when I took probably one of my favorite trips that I've ever taken in Taiwan. This was just after my Huandao, and my friend Nico actually invited me to join him on a trip to Penghu Island. Now, Taiwan, as small as it certainly is a diverse place. You have mountains, you have forests, you have cities, you have beaches, and you have islands. So Penghu might not be on everybody's radar, but in this video, I'm going to tell you why it should be. Many people in Taiwan say that Green Island or maybe Shaliocho is a tropical paradise, and I've said that too in my videos. I absolutely love going to Shaliocho, but this trip to Penghu last year really proved to me that I think Penghu is a very underrated destination, and it actually has almost everything you would ever want from a tropical paradise vacation. We started off the trip on a very positive note. We rented a boat and we just took it out into those crystal clear blue waters for some kayaking adventures, some scuba diving, some cliff exploring, and of course some fishing. We were joined by a few friends, some other YouTubers, and it was just an unbelievable afternoon. So relaxing and peaceful on that boat. Spirits were very, very high. At the end of our little boating, scuba diving adventure, we ended up on this beautiful, gorgeous, pristine Lighthouse Island at the very, very northern tip of the Panghu Archipelago. I have never seen water this clear or this blue in my life, and just seeing that lighthouse on top of that island, it was so picturesque. It felt like we were literally inside of a postcard. We ended off that amazing day at a place called The Villa. This is owned by a friend of Nico's named James, and he's just built this absolute paradise palace just on the cliff sides on the main Penghu Island. And I will put all the links right down below if you guys want to go stay at that villa. But I'm telling you, this is a masterpiece. It is the perfect place to sit back, relax, and watch the sunset over the islands of Penghu. And of course, if you're traveling around the island of Penghu, you're definitely not going to want to miss out on the Dagwoya basalt columns. This is just a wonder of nature, a product of the, I think, volcanic activity on the island, and it is one of the most unique sort of geological structures I've ever seen. Probably what impressed me the most about Penghu, and one of the main reasons that I would actually go back to the island, were its pristine, gorgeous beaches. The island is just full of amazing yellow sand, white sand beaches. Perfect way to relax, wind down, maybe grab a beer, and just totally enjoy yourself as if you were living on some kind of deserted tropical island. I cannot get over how amazing those beaches were. I miss them right now. You know, you can go down to Kenting or you can go to Shaliocho, but Penghu is just absolutely chock full of these breathtaking beaches. And if you're someone like me who's just starting to dip my toes into the wide world of ocean exploring and snorkeling, maybe someday even scuba diving, Penghu is going to be the perfect place for you to do all of those things. The next thing about Penghu that really impressed me was just the sheer amount of absolutely wonderful seafood that you can eat on that island. If you are a seafood lover, then this is going to be your personal paradise. We were lucky enough to be traveling around Penghu with our friend Julien, who lives there half of the year, and he actually put us up in his own Airbnb that he runs there during the summer. I will put that link right down below as well if you guys want to go stay with him. But he is a world-class French chef. So while we were island hopping on that boat, he and James, who owns the villa, they put together this absolutely incredible seafood lunch that we all just enjoyed immensely. There's no words about how fresh that seafood was, how delicious it was, and sweet. I still think about that lunch from time to time. It was so good. And then later that night, when we went back to the villa to enjoy the sunset, again, Julien really came through, and he was the master of the barbecue, just grilling up all kinds of delicious seafood. There was squid and oysters and fish, like everything that you could possibly imagine. Even some of the fish that we'd caught on the boat during the day, he grilled up for us. It was a wonderful evening. And at the end of that meal, we were actually treated to some of Nico's famous homemade desserts. If you are curious about trying those desserts, you can go and find him up at the Reifang Night Market in Kaohsiung, where he opens a little crepe stand and sells all of his wonderful desserts night after night. And one thing I really did appreciate about Penghu is that even though we were eating a lot of seafood, they actually do have this incredible sort of marine biology, marine conservation and research center. It was really fun. We spent the afternoon there learning about all kinds of different sea life, and it was a really educational experience. It's great for families. I think we saw a ton of students there. Maybe they were on a class trip, but we had a really nice time just learning about the incredibly diverse range of sea life that lives in and around Penghu Islands. So we traveled to Penghu, I think it was the end of July, maybe early August, and it just so happened to be that during that time of the year, that is sea urchin season. So during certain times of the year, the sea urchins are protected, and then at other times, you can actually jump into the water and harvest them yourself. So all through that week, everywhere we went, you had access to fresh, delicious sea urchin. This was actually the first time I had ever tried it. Maybe it's not for everybody, but I happen to love that really fishy, kind of sashimi-like taste, salty seawater taste. So I absolutely loved it. It was so creamy and delicious. Yeah, that was a really special experience trying those sea urchins for the first time in my life. And I really do appreciate the fact that they do have designated times of the year when you're allowed to fish them, and then other times when they're being protected. And of course, as many of you probably know, one of the main attractions of Penghu are the cacti. There are so many different species of cactuses living and growing on the island, and some of them grow this beautiful little red fruit, which you can actually eat. They turn it into all kinds of things, from ice cream, juices, candy. It's a little bit sour, but they do such a good job about preparing it, and there are so many ways you can enjoy this little cactus fruit. And I just love that bright pink color. I've never really tried anything like that before, and I especially enjoyed the cactus juice that you can make. She actually mixed it with a beer, and of course, the Penghu cactus ice cream was absolutely phenomenal. So no matter where you go on Penghu, rest assured you will not be too far away from some of the freshest and most delicious seafood that you can possibly find anywhere in Taiwan. So the Penghu Archipelago Islands are right in between Taiwan and China, in the middle of the Taiwan Strait. So of course, it's a very valuable strategic point for the military. Penghu has a very long history. At points it was occupied by the Ming Dynasty, the Qing Dynasty, the Empire of Japan, and of course now the Republic of China or Taiwan. So there is so much history there, living history, that you can go see and check out for yourself. There are abandoned military bunkers strategically placed along the beaches and the cliffsides. It was absolutely fascinating to walk around and see this almost ancient history for yourself. And there are a few places around the island that they've kind of set up as little museums with pictures and plaques where you can learn all about the fascinating military history of Penghu. Not only that, but because it has been occupied for so many hundreds of years, there are many ancient old villages that you can go and visit. It really reminded me a little bit of the old villages of Jinmen Island, which I went to last year as well. But there are some excellently preserved ancient villages all around Penghu Island, and I just love that kind of thing. They're so photogenic, and it almost feels like you're stepping back in time when you can go and visit those places for yourself. If you need any more reasons to visit Penghu, I think, to be honest, it's a bit of an Instagrammer's dream come true, with all those gorgeous beaches, the old streets, the ancient towns, just everything, all the seafood, all the little islands, the crystal clear blue water. There's nothing that I didn't love about Penghu, except maybe one drawback is when you go in the summer, just be prepared. It is incredibly hot. That's probably the hottest I've ever been in my entire life. You just walk outside and your shirt just instantly gets drenched with sweat. I couldn't believe how hot it was. So that was my absolutely wonderful experience visiting Penghu Islands last year during the summer. I cannot recommend it highly enough. And as I said at the beginning of this video, tourist season is upon us. So make sure you go and book your hotels now, plan that trip. You will not regret it. I actually might go back again this year. That's how much I enjoyed it. I just cannot stop thinking about those fresh oysters and that squid and all that incredible seafood that we had last year. And of course, I do want to go back and visit my friend Julien. Thank you so much, Julien. You were the perfect host of Penghu, and I can't wait to see you again. And I hope you guys do get a chance to visit Penghu if you haven't already, because it is definitely worth the trip. And that's it for this video. Maybe I'll see you guys sometime this summer exploring the wonderful islands of Penghu. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Do all those nice things. It really helps this channel a lot. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You should visit Panghu and really enjoy this. That's probably the best destination for everybody this year, and probably even for the future. Panghu is going to be more and more famous. And I hope Panghu can stay like this. See you, and I love Panghu. Panghu!